Today is Thursday,
Yes.
and it is all about TBT. I would like you to share with us one.
You should share. You remember that story you shared?
Nah, I'm turning tables on you now. That one was off air. Now let me turn tables on you. Like, would you love to share that one particular moment about the old days? You live and remember, like you feel like, this time used to be that time. Yani ilikuwa too great.
Wow.
Interesting.
Please, Grace.
No. Actually,
please, Grace. Ladies first.
oh my. Now, we were just on our way here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were looking at how Mombasa used to be back before.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
Welcome back to the Blue Drive on Blue Radio Kenya. My good people, this is the captain of the day, man, like Mboya. I hope you enjoyed the music session, my good people. So right about now, we are driving back into the conversation. Again, if you're listening in, remember it is the website that you're using, www.blueradio.co.ke. That is the particular website to be using this particular evening. On that website, there is a comment section, make sure to drop in your shout outs, and if you want to join into the conversation, use that particular comment section, and I'll be sampling quite a number of your comments down there. If you want to connect with us on our social media platforms, it is at Blue Radio Kenya. So right about now, we are diving back into our conversation with Winnie and, of course, Grace Irungu, our IT.
Mbog.
Oh. What is wrong?
No. We are still on the drive. Here we are.
All right. If you're wondering how AI is shaping the future or what it means, you stay connected to this enlightening conversation.
but it's really interesting to see how we have grown when it comes to AI, as a country, as a people. We were just mentioning today morning when we started having the conversation of AI. I think for me it was back in 2014, 2012.
Imagine.
Yeah. And it was with a program in Mozilla where we were working to remove biasness, or how we can be able to, identify biasness and not, have it in the program.
Yeah.
And then now, from there to now here, it's a complete
I mean, it's
evolution.
Because I remember there's a time I just saw in one of my certificates, I did a certification on AI back in 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
All right. Now, back to you, Grace. I'm talking about how AI has evolved with time.
Yes.
With, like, where do you see AI heading in the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh, good Lord. Now, that's just the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It can go as far as the human imagination. That's the beauty of it. And you cannot put a cap to human imagination. Because, like I said, technology, AI, is to be used to enhance human activities, human, interactions. So now you can imagine however creative you can get. Right now I have somebody who is thinking of how do I link up AI with education and, let's say, medical. Those are two different fields, but they're going to bring them together, right? So it can go as far as
how your imagination, because at the end of the day, we're trying to bring solutions that will help us in our day-to-day life. So, like I was saying, like, people are starting to generate content in places that you'd never even think, know? You're thinking, oh my God, agriculture, you're thinking water, you're thinking all these places, people are generating content, and it's not kidogo content, it's
big content.
Yes.
Even when we look at disasters, right? Right now, when we talk about the first responders, those are people who we gotta take care of, right? We saw with what happened post-COVID, we saw whenever we have floods or disaster or even fire, when we say we are sending in people, there is the equipment, there is the looking after them. But with such dangerous places when we have, let's say, a machine like a robot that is fitted with AI, you know, it's able to go in, and we are saving on human beings and using the machines.
You're talking about that yesterday we were at AfriBot, and they already have a robot, a car.
Yeah.
That just in case there's a fire or anything in the places people can't be able to access physically, you can just take it. You can just take the robot, and it will give you all the live images, live. So you just go in, take it in, and they're like, oh, okay, this is happening.
By the way, which reminds me, there's a time we were working with Africa, and they had this idea when you're putting out a fire, just it's a small simulation for a robot where you put in water or a fire extinguishing agent, so it goes and it puts out the fire. So now you can imagine if we were to send in a human being, that would be cost, and there is the risk.
Yes.
So now we are also minimizing. I know there is that concern where when we talk about machines, when we talk about AI, most people now lean to the negative, the jobs that are going to be lost. But then are we also looking at the lives that we might save?
Yeah.
Right? Because right now, like in the medical field, they have gone what's that word? The one that
laparoscopy.
Yes, it's very tiny. How many cases have we had of people being left things on the inside after having surgery, right?
Yeah.
So now we are removing the human, and again, I'm being very particular. It's not like we're removing it completely, but now we are using AI to have that precision. In agriculture, they're doing precision weed removal, where they target the weed with a laser. It just goes directly to that weed, and it's no more. So now you can see it's more or less enhancing. Let's not focus on the negative and look at what is the positive gains that come with it.
All right. And it is quite interesting having to learn very many new things about AI. You quite, let me see, what is the right word to use? Knowledgeable on AI.
No, I'm a teacher and I have students, so now you can imagine.
Okay. Now, what are the kind of emerging trends? The trends that are on some of the emerging trends in AI that are particularly exciting, and you would like to share about?
Oh, that has the totally different aspects in which we can go in. Because if you'll allow me, when we talk about emerging trends, for me, I'll tend to focus on how are people using AI, or how can I enable my students to use AI. Now, we even look at cross-cutting ambitions or cross-cutting interest. I have a student who's very interested in, let's say, playing chess, but is also interested in swimming, and is interested in wildlife. So they're interested in all these things, right?
Yeah.
But then now I want them to have a holistic, let me use that word, a holistic approach to this. With chess, they have a machine learning module where they'll teach a machine to play chess, and they challenge it. So you can imagine you playing with a machine and teaching the machine how to play chess. Right. When it comes to now swimming, we are looking at using data from swimming, right, to be able to enhance their skills in swimming. We have seen now that being done in the sports field, right? And then now when it comes to even adventure and all that. So now I'm just saying, it's more or less, when we talk about emerging issues, it's human-centric, based on what can the human use, or what they're interested in. What
they would be interested in.
Yes.
And like, if you're talking about, and that's the example I was trying to give, Mboya, earlier on, is about, like, I'm an editor also.
Yes.
So, and in editing, I do get stories, and at times you get a creativity block, and you have stories on your desk that you need to churn out. So instead of just churning out things that are not good and giving yourself some break, and you have deadlines, then you engage the machine, and it helps you edit the stories. So then there you are, and your stories are done on time, and you're gone.
Especially with jobs or in areas where there's already a set up structure.
Yeah.
That seamlessly plays in very well.
Yeah.
Right? Because then the structure already exists. So now you're maximizing that
On the technology.
on the technology.
Yeah.
And then now when it comes to creativity is how can you enhance it. So there's one place where you're maximizing and there's another place where you're enhancing. Yeah.
All right. Now, talking about AI, there's this great concern that we had talked about with Winnie, and it is all about jobs. There's this concern that AI will take away jobs.
We'll take away jobs. No.
So, like, what are your thoughts on this, and how should the society prepare for these changes when it comes to AI?
I mean, AI is here to enhance our livability, if there's anything like that, just to enhance our experience on this earth. AI is not here to take our jobs. What will happen? The early adopters of AI are going to make it, and they'll be on a different cadre with those ones who will be late adopters of AI. So right now, if you adopt into AI right now, you'll be on a cutting edge.
All right. Now, let's not talk about the negative side of it.
Yes.
We began the conversation with the positivity. Now, like, the question is, can AI also create job opportunities?
Oh yes.
Very many.
I mean,
If yes,
I
then
mean,
what kind
let's
of
start with her. What do you do?
I'm a data journalist.
When is the last? Okay, these are new. Let me use the word "new," quote unquote,
Yeah.
right? Where if I went back to the village, let me use that, and I say I want to be a data journalist, the very first thing they will first catch on is journalist, because that's
yeah.
what they're used to. But now here we are talking about having a data journalist, so somebody who's specifically using
Working.
data or working on data
Yes.
to tell a story, right? There are different ways. I mean, there are different.
There's there are many opportunities in AI because when you're able to create like stories efficiently and faster, you're able to meet your targets.
Yep.
You're able to even go beyond what you've been given. So it's just an opportunity for many people to adapt. And the early adapters, like I said, he'll be the beneficiaries because it's a multi-billion industry. AI is a multi-billion industry. And another thing I have to mention is that AI is about us being able to don't look at jobs being taken, but looking at how efficient you can be in your work and how you can be more efficient than the machines. You can go above the machines.
But then I'll ask one question, and you'll forgive me for cutting in. When we look at the generation of people that we are having, right? Like what we were talking about, the restaurant that opened and is being
Robotic.
the
Robot
Cafe,
Cafe.
Robo Cafe, right?
Yeah.
Now, for people who are going there, they're going there because one, there is the food, but most importantly,
The experience.
the
The experience of the
experience,
robots.
right?
Yeah.
So now you find, and right now you'll agree with me, most people are preferring the experience, just
Yeah.
like what we were talking about, the experience between you and your father and how it stuck on you. So that experience had an effect. So now you'll find with AI, there is that enhancement, or there is that blow up of coming up with experience-based sort of avenues, right? And as we are creating those avenues, how many more jobs have we created? How many more people are going to, be there servicing the robots?
Yeah.
That's a whole line of people who are right now learning robotics,
Yes.
right? When we talk about the putting of the place in order, quote unquote, there's going to be graphic design, there's going to be all this. So there is more jobs to be created, and especially for the young generation, the ones now that are they're being born when they already know digital literacy.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
we have a grade 1 who's able to use computers very well, but even before we go to the grade 1, you have your kids back at home. You have a 3-year-old, once you give them the phone, they're able to change a setting that you don't even know where they went. So now if this person started with a phone or a computer from age 1, so for them, when you start talking about farming or the mainstream, what we call mainstream, and when I say we, I'm looking at this older generation, I'm sorry, I'm placing us there, right? We also have to look at as we are developing, are we also taking into consideration the generation that are going to use it? And that's why she's like the early adopters. Yes, they have that, but they also have that responsibility to ensure that whatever it is I'm creating, am I taking into account the generation that is there presently and the generation that will come to use it? Because we create solutions for Africa, like Afrigen I loves. It's all about how do we create solutions for Africa, right?
Yeah.
So how do we continue with this culture? I'll come up right now and I have a 6-year-old and 8-year-old who does not know their culture.
Yeah.
Right? So how do I teach them that? How do I help them ensure that that goes, so that later on they don't forget themselves and they are lost in this whole world of God knows, right?
So that is coming up with solutions
Yes.
that are able to capture our cultures.
And
Yes.
thankfully with CBC we are having that element of how do we have now these cultures being taught, because slowly by slowly you'll all agree with me, we are losing our cultures slow. The first thing we lose is the language.
The language is once the language is gone, then you can be sure that everything else will start disappearing.
Exactly.
All right. Now, for the benefit of that person who is listening in at us per now, and would like to know more about AI. So, like, how can people with no technical backgrounds
Yes.
get to learn about AI, and what are some of resources or platforms that you may recommend for people who will want to learn
Learn
more?
AI.
Yeah.
In short, beginners who are interested in AI.
Oh.
Oh wow. Well, right now I would say big companies like Google, Microsoft, they're already coming up with their various modules for you to learn online, right? And like I said, it's quite unfortunate that we still don't have a framework. I've seen countries developing different frameworks for how AI is to be used in education, and maybe this would be a call, whether it's to the ICT. I know there was an AI and robotics bill that was presented earlier last year, but then there is a need to have all the stakeholders, because we know how that went. So there is a need to have all the stakeholders involved. But as a country here, I don't know.
We have for the Gen AI Lab, we have the
Yes.
Just series where
yes.
where young people come in and they get to be taught the different ways they can be able to enhance or use AI into the different fields. And also a shout out to AfriBots yesterday. Yes,
yeah, they're doing
AfriBots here in Mombasa. They're at
having Naivas
Naivas.
small fast
Yeah.
floor, if I'm not wrong.
yeah,
Yes.
first or second floor.
Yeah.
Second floor.
Second
actually.
floor.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I guess. So you can come there and you can be taught on
Oh, you
AI,
come to
the basics.
Miritini.
Or you can go to Grace in Miritini and you'll be taught. But at Africa Gen AI, we're also teaching
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
All right. So, is there any simple artificial intelligence related task that you might want to share with the listeners? Like,
You can use Copilot or even ChatGPT and be able to do a story or an intro or be able to write a song.
Well, the easiest would be generate an image using
Right,
Copilot, and then
yeah.
download it. And if you're looking into getting, let's say, social media, download
Traction,
that.
yeah.
Download that. Have a line of stories. If maybe this is your interest, you're interested in, like, I'll maybe put you on the spot. What's your interest in? Food. So you can want to show us the different cuisines that we have in Kenya, and now you take us through the different meals that are being prepared by the different communities. So now just have that, a very good description, create an image or even take a photo of that, and then analyze, just use an AI tool to generate the image, and then maybe just make
Copilot.
a video out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Make a video out of it and start up a YouTube channel or TikTok, and now have it just posting about your food, and you'll see the slow following, and you can monetize that.
all right. Checking on my time here, I think it is about time we wind it up.
Yes.
But before we do that,
Yes.
I would like to ask you one question.
Yes.
Not a question. Like, I would like to give you this platform, and you give out your final thoughts or advice that you'd like to share with my dear listeners on matters to do with AI. And also tell us how my dear listeners can get to you and get in touch for the purpose of your work.
Okay. Unataka watu watusalimie?
Gen Z to be precise.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I guess my parting thought, and I'll still insist on this: the early adopters of AI will be are better off than the late bloomers. And I say this because if you adopt into AI, using AI in your different spheres, you will make more money. And this is not a pyramid scheme, like it's a marketing strategy, but this is a reality. So you better start using AI or look for AI tools and reach out to us at we are Africa Gen AI Lab. You can get my number +254 732 244 890. You can reach out to me and we can have this conversation. +254 732 244 890.
All right.
Well, since for her, she has decided to go the route of those ones who are going to adopt, allow me to go to those ones now who are going to be teaching. Because let's be honest, the person who now brings it to the masses determines how it is adopted. So for everybody who's in the space, whether you're teaching, you're implementing AI, kindly, let's do it responsibly. Let's do it ethically. Let's be very conscious of who are we doing it, who are we taking it to, content versus context. And to learn more, for me, my socials are my socials are better. It's Amado Gracia across all LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. That's where you can find me, or TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. It has been a very fruitful and great conversation here with my guests today, and right about now taking you to a short musical break. Tukirudi ni gumzo hapa na pale. Kumbuka kwamba leo mko tumezungumzia swala moja, na before let me take it back to you. Mko tumezungumza na Winnie before, na taking it back to you. Apparently the House of Representative in Nigeria which is equivalent to the parliament in Kenya, is seeking to pass a bill that if you cannot sing the national anthem word by word, you'll be liable to a jail term of 10 years or a fine of 5 million naira. So the question is,
Yes.
in Kenya, if this was brought in Kenya, ni wangapi sahi tungekuwa tumeenda London?
Hapo sijui, lakini pahali mimi natoka na hakikisha watu, because those are symbols of unity. You belong to that nation. So how do you claim to belong to a nation and you do not know the most simplest symbol of unity, which becomes the national anthem? What do we live by?
I can tell you a lot of people can't sing
the national anthem.
Trust you me.
Yeah.
Oh my good Lord. Okay, and they claim to be Kenyans.
They are Kenyans.
Okay. So unajua mwenye nyumba lakini haujui nyumba. No, okay, sorry. And I'm not bashing anybody. It's just that we have to respect the national symbols, right? And the one thing that unites us. I mean, you even when we were having the Olympics or wherever it is, it's played. Even the Kenyan national anthem has been hailed as one among the best composed. It's a work of beauty.
All right.
A work of beautiful art.
Yes.
Let's take another short musical break. On becoming back, we'll have more insights about the national anthem. We'll be singing the national anthem.
Ukijaribu kuna wengine wataanguka.
In the meantime, ingekuwa tunaanguka nayo, lakini let's take it away with Justin Timberlake, the jam song Mirrors. Kinda inakuwa tamu, kama sio tamu ni tamu zaidi. Keep it blue, my good people, bringing you the vibe.